Well, hello. It's me, your teacher. See? Right here. Looks just like me, doesn't it? You guys know my fantastic drawing skills. Anyway, I'm making this video here to kind of teach you a little math today, some review and some new. And if I turn the screen around towards me, then all the numbers would be backwards. And again, my great drawing skills, trying to write all those numbers backwards is not going to work out very well for me. So let's see how we do with this. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're working up to multiplying mixed numbers by mixed numbers. And what we're going to approach today is how to convert those mixed numbers into improper fractions. Because once we have two fractions, we know how to multiply those already, right? So let's review by starting with improper fractions and converting them into mixed numbers. All right, you guys remember how to do this, but so we'll go over it kind of here real quick. All right, so let's say that we have 17 fifths. Okay, 17 fifths. So if we're converting 17 fifths to a mixed number, first we need to get our whole number, right? And when we're doing that, we have our fraction bar, which tells us that we are doing what operation? That's right, we're doing division. So this is basically a division problem. And what we need to do is say, how many times does 5 go into 17? So how many times does 5 go into 17, everybody? That's right, goes in 3 times. Okay, what is 5 times 3? Yep, 15, which means we're going to subtract our 15 whole from our numerator, and that gives us how many left over? Yep, 2, and that's 2 out of our 5. So we're converting it, and we get 3 2 fifths. Okay, makes sense, pretty easy. All right, let's do one more just for review. As I'm writing down, you can see some of my reading material there in the background. Reading through this Golden State book right there, and got an Aquaman comic going as well. Let's try 29 fourths, okay? 29 fourths. So again, what we need to do is take this improper fraction and turn it into a mixed number. And our fraction bar shows us that we are dividing, exactly. So how many times does 4 go into 29? Yep, okay, 7. And what is 4 times 7? That's right, it's 28. So I'm going to subtract 28. And what am I left with then? I'm left with 1. So that gives me 1 out of the 4. So 29 fourths is equal to 7 1/4, right? Okay. All right, so I'm going to have you do one on your piece of paper here just to make sure we've got it down. Let's do, let's go ahead and do 43 fifths, okay? 43 fifths. You go ahead and convert that into a mixed number. I'll give you a second. Okay, good. You should have taken 43, divided it by 5, which gave you 8. 8 times 5 is 40. And then when you subtract 43 minus 40, you get 3 left. And that is still over our denominator of 5. So you get 8 3 fifths, right? You all got that, no problem. Yeah? Okay. So what two operations have you noticed that we've been doing in order to convert these improper fractions into mixed numbers? Yep, that's right. We are dividing and subtracting. So do you want to take a guess as to what we're going to do now when we are going from a mixed number to a improper fraction? Sorry, I misspoke, an improper fraction if we're doing correct grammar, right? Okay, so if we did division and subtraction before to figure it out, and we're going the opposite way now, when we're doing the opposite, we should do multiplication and addition, right? Does that make sense? Okay, so we have 2 3/4 here. Let's just look at it represented by, say, maybe some giant cookies. Okay, so I'm going to draw quickly 2 giant cookies because we have 2 whole cookies, right? And if we know that they're split into fourths, then we can break that up and we see our 2 cookies there that are split into fourths. So how many pieces of 4 are there in those 2 whole? Right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. How could we get there with multiplication with the numbers that we have over here? Okay, see it? All right, we'll go in a second. So now we still have 3/4 left over. So I'm going to draw my third and then shade in quickly the 3 that we have. There we go. So if we have 8 and we're adding 1, 2, 3 more, 8 plus 3 gives us how many fourths altogether? That's right, 11. Let's scoot there we go, back so we can see it a little bit more. Okay, there we go. So we multiplied to get to the 8, and then we added the 3 to get to the 11. So let's go back to our original problem and look at our multiplication and addition. So we took 4 times 2, and then we added 3. So we take our denominator times our whole number. 4 times 2 gives us 8, and then we add our numerator 3, which gives us 11 over, still our denominator, 4, and there's our improper fraction. 4 times 2 plus 3 gives us 11/4, and we just showed how that works, right? And again, it's the opposite of what we did when we did the improper fractions to the mixed numbers. Okay, so let's try again. Let's do 3 6/7, right? So again, what's that process we're going to do? We know we have 3 whole, we're splitting them into 7 pieces, then there's another one that has 6 of the 7 left over. So what we can do is we can take our denominator, multiply it by our numerator, which gives me, 21. Then we're going to add our numerator, so plus 6, 21 plus 6 gives us 27/7. All right, and let's just double check and make sure that we did this correctly, yeah? So let's go the other way. 27 divided by 7. How many times does 7 go into 27? That's right, it goes in 3 times. 7 times 3, we already established, is 21, so we're going to subtract 21. 27 minus 21 gives us 6. 6/7. So that process reverses, okay? Good. So remember, we're going to take the denominator times the numerator. Let's do something, let's make it easy down here on the denominator, and we'll go bigger on our whole number. So let's say we have 14.5, right? So what 2 things are we going to multiply? That's right, we're going to multiply the denominator by the whole number, 2 times 14, and then we're going to add our, numerator. So let's do that. 2 times 14 is, 28, plus 1 gives us 29 over, still our 2. That gives us 29/2, right? All right. I'm going to give you a couple problems to solve and write down, and then I think we'll be good on this for today, okay? So here's your first one, number 1. And if you need to pause this as I go to get these written down and converted, then you can. So on your piece of paper, make sure your name's on it. Write number 1, 4 3/4, and write down what that's equal to. Remember, if you need to pause this, go ahead and pause so you can get things written down. All right? That's number 1. Number 2 is 7 and 5/8. 7 and 5/8. Convert that to an improper fraction. You might be doing it in your head right now. If you can, that's great. If you need to work it out, that's fine too, right? Whatever way it takes us to get there. Okay? Number 3 is going to be 6 and 4/5. There you go, 6 and 4/5 for number 3. Number 4 is 5 and 4/9. Okay, 2 more to go, and then we're there. You're going to keep track of this piece of paper here so that we can look at it later. Make sure that you have these. All right, here's number 5, 9 and 2/6. And yep, I know that that fraction can be reduced, but what I want you to do is go ahead and do this as the improper fraction right now, okay? So keep it as 2/6 when you're doing this one. And last but not least, we're going to do 20 and 7/10 to kick it up just a little bit of a notch here. 20 and 7/10. All right, that's the last one. So again, those are there. Tomorrow we're going to use this to then start multiplying our mixed numbers. We'll be able to use everything that we talked about today and all the fraction multiplication that we've done before, plus simplification, and it should not be too bad to get it through. All right, nice job. Don't forget to hang on to this because we will check out and see how you did. All righty, that's it for math for now. Bye.